talking about the end strength and the fellowship program. I was going to ask about that, and I appreciate your answers. The fellowship program, one thing that I see a guy sitting 2 seats to your left who is a part of that, the only problem with that program, you learn to love these guys and gals, and then they're gone. I don't know how we can correct that, though. So I appreciate the fact that we went down. We started limiting that program here about 15 years ago, and it's been increasing since then. I would encourage you to keep that trend up. Let me say this. Your predecessor, General Casey, one of the things I liked and appreciated about him, and I know you have those same characteristics because I've already been exposed to him, and that is he was very hands-on. He wanted to know for himself what was going on. Of course, you're interested in the JFETS program and ADA and some of these things that are going on today, and so I hope that we can continue with that, and I'm sure that we can. And I appreciate the fact that you have in our Fire Center of Excellence and all these things. It's a whole new concept, this simulation level that we've gotten to right now. People are in shock when they come from other countries and see and witness this thing. So I'm hoping that you would keep that up. Do you have any comments about the JFETS program? And
I think it's game-changing, and for the other members, it's a simulation where we can link several different locations around the country. For that matter, we can link forward deployed forces and have a common live, virtual, and constructive environment in which leaders can grapple with complex problems, some of which are military, some of which are not. And we're working to actually impose that model on the rest of the Army, at least in the institutional force. I think eventually, though, the next training revolution in our Army will be what occurs at home station, because we've got to raise the bar at home station. But JFETS is groundbreaking. Yeah,
I agree with that. Just one quick thing on some of the problems we're having that are health-related. We know, of course, with the strain, the op-tempo and all of this, that the suicide rates, divorces, and all of this stuff that have gone on, and I know that we are addressing these. And but I'd specifically talk about one of them, this traumatic brain injury. I've been interested in this for some time. In fact, the chairman was good enough at my request to hold a hearing. And we've made another request to hold a hearing that would include not just the vice chiefs, which is what we had at the first hearing, but also the medical people, civilians, some of the troops themselves. And I would like to be able to, to have such a hearing. Would you encourage us to get into this, into the TBI and some of the other related problems, health problems that our troops are having?
Yeah, Senator, anything that this committee will do to remain teamed with us on the issue of care for wounded warriors, I will deeply appreciate and completely support. You know, we all saw that Frank Buckles, our last World War I veteran, passed away just a few days ago at 110. The scars of this war will be with us for the next 90 to 100 years, and shame on us if we forget when the conflicts dissipate a bit. Shame on us if we reflect that this is a long-term issue for our Army, but also for our nation.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't mean to imply that this is having that negative effect on individuals. Every time I go over, I spent New Year's Eve with in Afghanistan with the troops, and then again last week, and it's just shocking to me. I was a product of the draft, and so I'd never thought an all-volunteer Army would be what this is. But the spirits are so high, and it seems that even when the op-tempo is high, the spirits are high, and we've done a good job. I know you'll carry that on. Senator McCain talked about some of the aging equipment that we have. General Casey and General Shirelli have stated that we're burning up equipment as soon as we can field them. This is something that is a concern of mine. There was a statement that was actually in the press, and I'll read it. The study of the Secretary of the Army by former Assistant Secretary of the Army Gilbert Decker and retired General Louis Wagner found that the Army has spent $3.3 to $3.8 billion annually since 2004 on weapons and programs that have been canceled. I am concerned, and maybe just you wouldn't know now, but for the record, I want to see if that has stopped by now, and if not, maybe we can address and find out why. But on the equipment and the aging equipment, I've been concerned as time has gone by, and I think Senator McCain mentioned this, that we start in with and a good example would have been the Crusader. We needed to increase that end-load capacity that we had. Then we went on to right now, the Paladin that we're using today is the same technology that was there 50-some years ago when I was in the United States Army. Now we have a PIM program, but we went through the Future Combat System, and as has been stated before, and we get down the road to these things, then someone comes along and we whack them and try something new. I hope and I believe that you will do all you can now that we have the PIM program down the road a little ways, that we can continue to do that. It's just remarkable that our capability with the old Paladin, there are 5 countries, including South Africa, that make a better artillery piece than what we're using now. Do you have any comments about where we're going to go in the future and what you're going to try to keep that from happening again, the discontinuation?
Simply my commitment, Senator, to work that. And I am familiar with the work of Dr. Decker and General Wagner. I think it's good work. My own professional view is that some of the programs that we aspire to fail because of the time horizon we establish for them. And I have been vocal within Training and Doctrine Command that requirements determination, the acquisition solution to those requirements and capabilities need to be taken on a shorter timeline, a 5 to 7 year time horizon instead of a 10 to 15 year horizon. Because if we try to project our needs 10 or 15 years in the future, it's almost certain we won't get it right. So I think we have some good ideas on that in that report to work on, and you have my commitment.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's right, and my time has expired, but I would only tell you that I remember the last year that I served on the House Armed Services Committee. It was 1994. We had a witness that came in that said in 10 years we'll no longer need ground troops. So you're right. As smart as all the generals are, we don't know what's out there in the future. But I would like to have I'd like to get to the point where no matter what is there, our kids have the best that there is out there, and I'm sure you feel the same way. I look forward to serving with you.
Thank you, Senator Inhofe. Senator Reed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. General Dempsey, welcome. Let me